Hey viewers, before we dive in, make sure to hit subscribe and the like button if you want more stories like this. Trust me, you don't want to miss the drama. It all started on a Friday evening, and I was dead tired. Not just physically tired, soul-deep exhausted after a 50-hour week at work. My brain felt like it was wrapped in cotton. I pay the rent, utilities, and groceries. Elena, my girlfriend of 2 years, covered her student loans and a bit of fun money. That arrangement was fine. At least I thought it was. I walked into the apartment, dropped my keys, and headed straight for the couch. I just wanted silence. I wanted to eat a pizza, put on headphones, and not speak to another human being for 12 hours. Elena was pacing in the kitchen. She didn't even say welcome home. "Greg's coming over," she announced. I exhaled, rubbing my temples. "It's Friday. I'm dead. Can't you guys meet at a coffee shop or his place?" "No," she snapped. "He's in a really bad place. His ex just posted pictures with a new guy. He's devastated. He needs a safe space." I sighed. "Fine, just keep it in the living room. I'll go to the bedroom and pass out with headphones on." She relaxed. "Thanks, you're the best." I went to the bedroom, closed the door, and collapsed. I tried to read a book, tried to ignore the noise, but 20 minutes later, the door creaked open. Elena stood there, arms crossed, uncomfortable not for me, but because I existed. "What's wrong?" I asked. "This isn't working," she said. I sat up. "What isn't working? I'm in the bedroom, the door's closed, headphones on. I'm invisible. It's not the noise." "It's the energy," she said, adopting that manipulative, condescending tone she often used. "Greg feels stifled. He can't fully release his emotions with you here. He's intimidated. He needs total privacy to cry." I stared at her. The silence stretched. Slowly, I asked, "What are you asking?" She took a deep breath. "Can you leave the house for an hour or so? Go to the gym or grab a drink? I just need privacy with him. Once he's calm, you can come back." There it was. She wasn't asking me to leave to cheat. This was worse. She wanted my comfort in my own home to be secondary to another man's emotional performance. I didn't argue. I didn't get angry. A strange clarity washed over me. A cold mathematical realization. You can't negotiate respect, and you can't negotiate desire. "Okay," I said. Her eyes widened. "Really? No scene?" "No scene," I replied. "He needs support, right?" "Exactly," she beamed, relieved. I walked to the closet, grabbed my gym bag, but I didn't pack gym clothes. Instead, I grabbed my passport, birth certificate, social security card, laptop, external hard drive, 2 changes of underwear, and my toothbrush. Everything I owned that mattered. 90 seconds later, it looked like a normal gym bag. I walked out. Greg was on my couch, head in his hands, performing for my girlfriend. Elena walked me to the door and kissed me on the cheek. I didn't kiss back. "Take all the time you need," I said. I closed the door. The hallway air was crisp. For the first time in 2 years, I felt free. I drove 20 minutes to a business hotel, ordered room service, took a long shower, and turned on a movie loud without permission. For the first time, I wasn't managing someone else's emotional climate. I wasn't a supporting character in the drama of Elena and Greg. Hours passed. No text, no apology, no "are you okay?" Just silence. By 10:15 p.m., 4 hours later, Elena finally called. I let it ring 3 times. "Where are you?" she asked, chirpy, casual. "Greg's feeling better." I was flat. "Yeah. Are you close? The fridge is empty. Can you pick up Thai food on your way back?" She laughed nervously, confused. "What? You're being weird." I said slowly, calmly, "You asked me to leave, so I left. Your comfort was your priority. I don't exist there anymore." Her tone changed immediately. Panic, condescension, desperation. "Stop it! I'm scaring you. I can't afford this place alone." I stayed calm. "I have to go. You wanted privacy with him. You got it. Don't call me. I need privacy too." Click. I blocked her number. And you know what? I expected to feel sick, but instead I felt a strange satisfaction, like closing a bad deal that had been bleeding me for years. I spent the weekend in that hotel, slept, ate, lifted, read, ignored my phone. By Monday, I had moved on legally too, visited the leasing office, paid the early termination fee, and severed all obligations. Elena became a holdover tenant. She had to prove her income, and she couldn't. By the time I started rebuilding my life, the consequences hit her. Greg moved out, leaving her with debt, eviction notices, and a crushing realization. She had thrown stability away for a mirage. I didn't celebrate. I didn't gloat. I moved forward. Because that's what freedom feels like. Quiet, deliberate, and unapologetic. It was a crisp November evening, about 3 months after I walked out of the apartment for good. I was leaving the gym, feeling lighter than I had in years. My bank account was healthy, my body felt strong, and for the first time in forever, my mind felt clear. Then I heard the voice. It was small, tentative, almost fragile. I turned. There she was, Elena. She looked like she had been through a storm and lost everything in the process. Gone was the glossy, confident woman I'd lived with. In her place was someone shrunken, almost unrecognizable, shivering slightly in the autumn wind. She was wearing one of my old hoodies, pulled tight around her frame, hair tied up messily, face pale. "Hey," I said, calm, neutral. I didn't smile, I didn't frown, I just waited. "I've been waiting here for an hour," she said, hugging herself. "I know you always do chest day on Tuesdays." "Okay," I said, keeping my distance. She stepped forward, her voice cracked. I miss you." I didn't say anything. I just watched her. This was the look that used to make me apologize for things I hadn't done. Now, it just looked like a performance I wasn't buying. "I messed up," she blurted. "You were right about everything. Greg, he's a narcissist. He used me. He turned me against you. I didn't see it then, but I see it now. He's gone. I kicked him out 2 weeks ago." She paused, expecting praise, maybe a validation of her triumph. I said calmly, "Is that all?" She looked frustrated. "I'm telling you I'm sorry. I'm living with my mom. It's a nightmare. I miss our life. I fixed the problem." I shook my head slightly. "Elena," I said slowly, "you're missing the point. Greg wasn't the problem. You were the problem," I continued. Her body flinched as if I'd slapped her. "What? No, he manipulated me," she protested. "No," I said, "you chose to give in. You prioritized his comfort over my respect. You asked me to leave my own home. That's not a mistake. A mistake is forgetting milk or scratching a car. Asking your partner to leave for another man isn't a mistake. It's a choice, a statement. You told me exactly where I stood in your hierarchy." "But I love you," she shouted, desperation making her voice crack. Heads turned from the gym doors. I stayed calm. "That doesn't matter. Not anymore." She sobbed. 2 years. 2 years, and you're just throwing it away because of one night?" I looked at her, measured, collected. "I didn't throw it away, Elena. I left it exactly where you put it, second place." She took a step forward to reach for me. I took a deliberate, smooth step back. Distance was now my ally. "Why are you doing this?" she whispered, trembling. "Because I finally value myself," I said simply. "Because I finally respect my own time, my own space, my own life. You wanted a roommate who cried on the couch. I wanted a partner who respected me. We're done." Her tears fell freely now, hot and unrestrained. "You don't understand. I changed. I see it now. I can fix this." "I don't want fixing. I want freedom, and that's exactly what I have." She stared, silent for a long moment. Then she turned abruptly and walked away, shoulders slumping, the hoodie swallowing her frame like a shroud. I didn't watch her leave. I didn't follow. I stayed rooted, feeling a strange mixture of pity and indifference. For the first time, I realized what I had been missing.
peace. The apartment, the bills, the arguments, the constant emotional labor, it had all been a prison. And now, with every step she took away from me, I felt the walls crumble. The next few months were quiet. Elena's friends tried to contact me, spinning stories, begging me to forgive her, to go back. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. Silence was more powerful than words. Elena tried to rebuild with Greg's replacement fantasies, but reality hit her hard. She moved back in with her mother, commuting 90 minutes to work, struggling to cover expenses, and realizing just how much she had thrown away. Meanwhile, I rebuilt myself. I traveled, I focused on my career, I started dating again, carefully, with intention, without compromises. I discovered that boundaries weren't punishments, they were the scaffolding for a better life. Then, one Tuesday, I ran into Elena again, not by accident, not by choice, just circumstance. She looked fragile, tired, and defeated. She glanced at me, eyes wide with that familiar mix of regret and pleading, but I didn't hesitate. I didn't soften. "Opie," she said, voice small. I nodded. "Elena." No more apologies were needed, no more explanations, no more begging. The chapter had closed. As I walked away, I realized the truth that had taken 2 years of chaos to uncover. You can't force respect. You can't negotiate love. You can't build a life around someone who treats your presence as optional. Freedom isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet, deliberate, and unshakable. I drove away into the crisp evening air, the radio playing classic rock. I turned it up. I merged onto the main road, eyes forward, heart clear. Behind me, chaos, manipulation, and regret. Ahead, possibilities, independence, and peace. I had left my past where it belonged, in the dust.